Hello and welcome to the stream. Hopefully everyone can hear everything alright. If there's any issues with the sound or anything, just let me know please and we'll try and sort it out. Oh, that's good, Nikki. I've been messing with it trying to get it alright, but obviously first time doing it through Streamlabs and stuff, so obviously if there is any issues just let me know and I'll try and sort them, and if I can't I'll sort it for next time. Hello Ray, cheers. I thought I wasn't going to get it up in time then, just messing about with a few last minute things trying to sort it out. Hey Jay, hey Jazz. Hopefully we look a bit more professional in this way. Nick Dandy's border for it as well, so presuming he's just getting ready to start qualifying now then. Just see if we can double check what teams we've got in our lobby, see if I can find it. If we got one out first. Roses has got out first, being the lobby host. So we have DTR, United Sim, Transmission, Last and Furious, and Never Purple in our lobby. Obviously it's a nice short track, this first track. Rose is the first one to be able to set a lap, but someone has come out the pits late in front of him, but it looks like they are far enough ahead not to cause any issues. Yeah, they've stayed out the way. Let's see, Rose is putting in the first time here. We are going to start with 47.4. Everyone else is doing 47.5, so Rose is still in the lead as everyone comes around setting laps. Call Me Jay just coming to set a lap, he jumps up to 4th. Anybody else? Hooligan up to 9th. And then Kazu was obviously the last out the pits. So not a great lap from Pup, he must have had an issue there. But obviously expecting it to be very close at the top, which it is, a 10th between the first 3. See if Roses can improve. And he does improve his pole position. But Nicky goes ahead there, so great lap from Nicky there. So let's just go on board with Nicky for a lap. I see some others improving their times there. Pup improving his time. They Call Me Jay has just gone up to 3rd place. And Nicky is improving his lap here. See, can he get into that apex? He's gone a little bit deep. Can he get back on the power though? He does. So let's see if Roses manages to improve in front of him and whether Nicky manages to improve. Roses doesn't, but Nicky does improve by a 10.5 nearly there. Let's see if there's anyone further back on laps. They Call Me Jay just coming to the end of his lap. Let's see if he can improve as Pup goes up into 3rd place there. And They Call Me Jay does not improve. As Hooligan improves there. Let's see who we can go on board with. Let's see Pup, because he improved on the last lap, so let's see whether he can do something to improve on this lap in the old Nissan. For those that don't know, in this one all the teams have got, each team had to pick a drivetrain, but they didn't have to pick the same car, so each team's drivers might not necessarily be in the same car. Looks like people aren't really improving now. Some nice liveries here though. As always in our races, there's always a lot of nice liveries brought up. We see is Roman Grosjean going to improve from 6th place. As everyone's on the final lap, but there is improvements. See who else? Pup improves as well, so Pup's gone up into 2nd. Looks like Roses has got through for the final lap, and Nicky. Did Pup get onto the final? No, Pup was finished, so we've just got Roses coming round now then. Let's see if he can improve, and then we've got Nicky right behind him as well. So Roses doesn't improve, neither does Nicky. So let's see who else we've got on a lap. Crazy Birch does not improve either. And what about Cars? Did he improve? I don't think he did he? No. So no improvements on the final lap there. So nice to see double RA at the top of the leaderboard, and then Roses with a good lap as well. It's a superb lap from Nicky because it's short track. He's got a fair gap there considering the length of the track. But then there's a lot of people very close together as we go down the order. And some nice liveries. Even that Pooktown one's a nice livery. Quite simple, but looks good. Obviously going to be very difficult to overtake in this one. I think we're going to see a lot of moves into the final corner and into turn 1, obviously being a short track. So we'll see what happens. Hi DTR. This is the only problem we have now. We've got to wait for the ending of the thing. Even though everybody's finished a lap, it doesn't end anymore. You know, GT7 problems, as we all know. Just take our time looking at some of these lovely liveries. So that's Team United Sim team. They've all got matching liveries. Crazy Birch is in Transmission Motorsport. So I'm sure I've seen a couple of liveries look similar to that. So they might have matching liveries as well. This might be why we're not finished, because of Addison sat in the pits. DTR Cars is that Cars IAR9, I'm presuming it's DTR. Because obviously he's in DTR team, so I'm presuming that's who that is. So good luck DTR. Good luck Nicky. Good pole lap there, mate. So who's in DTR's team then? So DTR's got Pup and Scary Guy. But I've not noticed Scary... So is Scary Guy unable to attend tonight? I know we obviously have Nick missing from one of the teams, I believe. Or is that in the... No, that's in this lobby, isn't it? Or are they in the other lobby? No, they're in this lobby. But we're missing Rockzilla as well, so maybe they're not in this lobby. Yeah, Scary couldn't make it, that's unfortunate. So they call me Jay, Hooligan and Crazy Birch are in Transmission Motorsport. Then we've got DTR that we just mentioned before, Pup, DTR Cars and Scary Guy, who unfortunately isn't in the race today. Then it says we've got United Sim Racing Team, who we saw before. So that's Dacia Simp, Asher Silver and Dove's Grandad. But unfortunately we have a lobby issue. Looks like Lobby 1 had an issue, and it looks like we've got another issue. Roses is in for Rockzilla, so that's Roses. And Nick couldn't get it. I was going to say, I thought their team looked a bit strange. I knew Nick wasn't in it, but that makes sense now if Rock had a reserve as well. So hopefully we'll get this lobby back up and running, but even as a spectator, it might have crashed my game. So let's just load back up. Yeah, it looks like the other lobbies had an issue as well, by the sounds of it, from what Ray's saying. So it's a good start to the season. An issue with both lobbies, but are any of us that surprised, really? So let's just go through the other teams. So we've got Last and Furious, which is Rockzilla, Nick, and Hansa. So obviously Nick, unfortunately, is not able to make it, and there's no reserve. And Roses is reserving for Rockzilla. And then the final team in our lobby is Never Purple, and that is Little Nicky, Ryan, and Taha 5Ks. For those of you that don't know, the lobbies will be drawn at random each week, so we will be looking at streaming Lobby 1 every week. So hopefully we get a few different teams throughout the season, so we can have a look at everybody. Let's just see, there's Lobby 2 is back up on that one, and here we go, Lobby 1. Yeah, I've got the list in front of me here, Nicky, but obviously everybody has different names. Room not found, that's not good. This game is so good sometimes, isn't it? Yeah, it looks like everybody is having issues because that lobby has now disappeared again, so we must be restarting it again. I would go in and have a nose at lobby 2, but because the lobbies are so unstable, I don't want to jump in and give anyone any glitches on track, because that does happen. Yeah, Nicky, it can be frustrating at times, can't it? Hopefully we'll all these issues will be sorted. You know, get them out the way rather than them happening halfway through the race. Better for them to happen during, you know, at the end of qualifying. Yeah, maybe they'll decide to fix the game after it's been out for a year, Nicky. But not holding out too much hope, unfortunately. I wonder if Roses is having issues. Evening, Nick. Shame you're not in the lobby today. But then again, you wouldn't be in the lobby anyway, because it's not working. There we go, he's got the lobby back up. We may need to get another host. I don't know whether maybe you're mentioning this. Would you like me to try and host it, Ray, if that's possible? Where's the network thing? Let's see if that helps us be able to join. Half points, I think, for oh no, you've got to do a couple of laps to get half points, Nicky. Here we go. It looks like we might be up and running again now. Just gives you a nice breather before the race, Nicky. Get your nerves together. Make sure you get a good start on pole position. Hope I've not jinxed you now saying that. I know you said the other day you don't have the best starts. So Puck just getting out there to freshen himself up. Getting his lawn mowing out the way. Hopefully the other lobby's all going well. I was going to say, yeah, you've not got too far to get to turn one in this one. Hopefully you'll be able to keep the lead and have a clean first lap, Nicky. Actually, it looks like Harrison might want your pole position, Nicky. Pup's doing a bit of drifting for us, putting on a show. If you swap with him, Nicky, then, you know, might mean that you can go forward off the start. Where we go, I'm presuming he meant to put here we go. Here we go now then. Let's watch Nicky from the start. Hopefully he can get a decent start. It does look like we're going to get underway here. But we unfortunately have lost the spectator view we want. There we go, got it back up. So Pup does get a good run and he gets around the outside, so Pup takes the lead into turn 1. And Nicky looks like he might be stuck on the outside as Roses is going for the move. And we see someone off on the grass in the background, but it looks like they saved it as a couple come onto the grass there. So we've got Pup followed by Nicky, but he's got Roses all over the back of him here. So is Roses going to go for the move? He does pull to the inside. So Nicky's having to go really outside there. And he does get onto the grass. Yeah, Roses gets past, and so Nicky was right, he was going backwards as They Call Me Jay goes up the inside by the looks of it. But Nicky will hold the inside into this right-hander, which is what you want. So Jay's probably going to have to back out here. Yes, he does. He filters back in behind Nicky. Good driving there. Let's just have a quick look what's going on further back, as we've got a bit of a gap now after the front 6. DTR Cars is in 7th, a little bit on his own. He'll want to get onto that front group. And then we've got another little group forming behind then. And then Crazy Birch must have been the car we saw off wide onto the grass that recovered it, but dropped back a little bit there, so I'm presuming that that was maybe where the issues were, as we get back to the front of this race now then. So we've got Roses all the way up into the lead now, with Pups right behind him, and Little Nicky, and then Call Me Jay. And it looks like those 4 might start to pull away from everybody else here. So I believe it's a 15-minute race, this first one. So it's obviously only a sprint, but it's a short track. In the background, They Call Me Jay there showing a nose, and he does spook Nicky. But Nicky manages to hold on to that position with a good exit out of that corner. And it looks like he's got a run on Pup. Will he go for it? He does. Oh, he did pull slightly to the inside, but he didn't have enough of a run to go for anything. As Rosie starts to pull away there now. As Roman Grosjean gets back into the pack there. I think Roman Grosjean, that's Arden, isn't it, I believe? So he's caught back up to these front 4. So maybe a front 5 running away. And it looks like there's a little bit of a gap between the rest of the cars now then. As They Call Me Jay goes for the move on Nicky again. And he does get the move done this time. So it looks like Nicky's car might be lacking that straight line speed to get a move done. Or he's struggling to get the good exits out the corner, as Arden might be going for the move now. Yes, and Arden does get the inside, but Nicky's got the inside for the corner that matters. So Nicky is going to hold on to that position now then. So let's go back further forward. Rosie's starting to pull a bit of a gap. Looks like he's getting very close to being able to drop slipstream here. But Pup's just trying to hang on. And he's pulling Call Me Jay along, who's pulling Nicky and Arden along. But Rosie's power's out of that corner, and that looks like that's enough. Good final corner there. And Rosie's might be able to pull away now. Call Me Jay looks for the move on Pup, but doesn't quite go for it. And it looks like Roses might be starting to pull away with this one. Runs a little bit wide onto the grass there. You do get away with that, but it does unsettle the car. As you see, he has lost a lot of time. That's going to get everybody back up into slipstream. So Pup behind's going to want a good final corner, as They Call Me Jay's looking for the move again. And he does get alongside Pup. But Puck keeps that outside line and gets the power down earlier, so he keeps that position now then. But Call Me Jay looks like he really wants to get past Puck here, but that is letting Roses get away. As he looks for the move again, Call Me Jay. And it looks like Nicky has dropped Arden now then. So it looks like these front four, but it looks like it might be a second, third and fourth battle here. So let's just go back down the order as we've got Arden and he's got Hanser all over the back of him now. And there's Asher Silver and DTR Cars. So that's a good little battle going on for fifth there by the looks of it. And then we've got Pooktown and Dove's Grandad very close together, with Crazy Birch starting to pull back in towards those guys. And then Harrison not too far behind either. So it looks like there could be a good battle going on at the back of the pack as well now then. So back to the front, Roses has started to pull a good lead out now. So Roses should be in a good position now then. As Pup and Nicky look like they've started to drop Call Me Jay a little bit. So there must have been a penalty or a mistake from Call Me Jay. And is Arden starting to close up with that group? Not too much, but Arden has got his teammate not far behind, so maybe he can help his teammate get past Hanser. So back at the front, as said, Roses has got a clear lead here now by the looks of it. Pup and Nicky very close together, and Call Me Jay, who was really trying to get past before. Oh, as we see a crash in the background there, who is it? It's Hanser that's gone off. Didn't quite see what happened there, but Hooligan might get by him as well now. I'm presuming maybe DTR Cars knocked him, unfortunately, because DTR Cars has given that position back now. So, not the greatest position give back from DTR, but great to see him give that position back if it was his fault. But unfortunate for Hanser there, because they look like they were in a good battle, those guys. As Asher and Arden having a good battle with each other. You know, they are teammates, so if I was them, I'd be working together now, but it looks like they're going to fight each other, which is going to be good news for Hooligan, who's trying to catch him behind. Looks like these two are really scrapping a little bit now. Hanser's still ahead of DTR Cars as DTR Cars run wide there. And then Crazy Birch is right behind Dove's Grandad now, so putting the pressure on. Pooktown has dropped back now, so I wonder if he's had an issue. And Harrison is in his slipstream now, so we've got a good battle at the back of the pack as well there, as they look to go side by side, as Crazy Birch gets a penalty. That's not going to be good. Going to drop back down the order there. And already dropped to the back with that mistake, and's going to have to serve that penalty soon. So let's move back forward through the pack as we see Hanser trying to fight back past Hooligan to work his way back up to where he was before he had that unfortunate incident with Cars. So good little battle between those three there. And then we've still got the teammates battling away up ahead by the looks of it in 5th and 6th. And let's get back to this front of the pack where Roses has now got over a 2.5 second lead. So this is Roses' race to lose now, I think. But we've still got Pup in 2nd place, and Call Me Jay is back up to 3rd now, with Nicky back down to 4th. So these three really having a bit of a ding-dong battle here. Call Me Jay looking for the move very early, or was he defending from Nicky, who goes very deep into that final corner? Yes, and Nicky's going to have to put in a good lap now to get back in the slipstream of Pup and Call Me Jay, because they've pulled away from him and he's dropped off with that mistake at the final corner there. So let's stay with Nicky for this lap and see how he can do, whether he can catch those guys ahead back up, as it looks like he's doing. Just dips 2 wheels onto the grass but gets away with it there. And again here, just dips 2 wheels onto the grass again, but it looks like he has done very well through that first section and he's really closed the gap on those 2 ahead. But Rosie's putting in another purple lap by the looks of it and really pulled away. So let's see, coming around this corner, can Nicky get back into that slipstream? It looks like he has now. It looks like he's closed back up onto those 2. As we see, a 3-second gap now for Roses. So 5 minutes left to go in this one. As Call Me Jay looks around the outside of Pup, but nothing happening there. So these 3 having a real battle, and this looks like it won't stop till the end of the race here. So we'll check back in on this later, but let's just have a look at what's happening further down the field. We've still got Asher and Arden fighting, but Asher has pulled away, and Hanser has caught up back to Arden. So this is roughly the position he was in before. So he'll be looking to try and get past Arden and get back into that top 6. As Hooligan is starting to come under pressure from DTR cars now. So again, he was in that group in the battle for 5th earlier on before that unfortunate incident with Hansa. So he will also be looking to make his way back up, and it looks like he might go for the move into turn 1 here. He has pulled out to the inside. Is he going to brake later? No. Hoonigan brakes too late there for him. Oh, and DTR car's really sideways there, but he does manage to hold it. As Dove's granddad is in a bit of no man's land, unfortunately for him. As we see smoke up ahead, his DTR car's still giving a drift show by the looks of it. As Crazy Birch has moved her way back forward from the back. And so has Housen. So Pooptown's had an issue now. A big issue by the looks of it, unfortunately, because he's dropped right down. So unfortunately it looks like his race might be over. So let's go back to the front of the pack as Roses makes it a 4-second lead at the front now. So Roses has got this race won, barring any big mistake. As we see Pup and Call Me Jay have pulled away from Little Nicky again now. So Pup and Call Me Jay having a real battle. But as they battle, that might allow Nicky to get back into it, as Call Me Jay looks like he's going to go for it here as Pup defends the inside. Can Call Me Jay get the cutback? No, he can't. He goes a bit deep, but it looks like he did get a fairly decent exit. So will he have the run into turn 1? But Pup's defending the inside again. But he does leave enough room for the car there on the inside. Not very good defence from Pup there, but he does manage to keep the outside line. So he's going to have the inside for this next corner now then. And they're still side by side here. They give each other just about enough room. But Pup has got the inside line, and look at Nicky trying to take advantage there. Nicky nearly sneaks through there as they go side by side. It's a great battle from these 3 here for 2nd place. These podium places could go to anyone, as Pup defends really hard to the inside again, and Call Me Jay's gone onto that outside line, but he's gone way too deep. He's missed his braking point, hit that wall and got a penalty. Oh no. Call Me Jay just trying too hard to get past Pup there and not able to, and he must have lost sight of his braking point being on that narrow line. Yes, Ray, it is very spicy this. So unfortunate for Call Me Jay there, because he was really giving Pup a lot to think about, but maybe in battling too hard he just missed his braking point. So can Nicky now get on the back of Pup and give him a battle, or can Pup run away now and secure that 2nd place? Because there's only a minute left to go now, so only a couple of laps left. As you see Roses now, with them fighting, Roses has got a more than comfortable lead at the front now, so he should have this won. But can Nicky get up onto the back of Pup for the last couple of laps here? This might be the final lap now that they're coming on to. I don't think they'll get another lap after this. So Nicky, I don't think is going to be close enough, unfortunately, to try and go for anything. Call Me Jay giving a great battle for second place, but in doing that he's unfortunately lost his podium. But but Nicky has closed the gap a bit there, but he's not going to be close enough, I don't think, to go for the move into this final corner. Just see, does it flash up final lap? Yes, it does. So Roses is going to take the win there. Pup's going to come home in second, with Nicky in third, and Call Me Jay in a comfortable fourth. Asher Silver's going to come home in fifth. If we've got a bit of a battle further back by the looks of it, as we've got Hansa coming home in sixth, Arden in seventh, Hooligan in eighth, very close at the back, and that was a weird glitch of a car, sorry. So Hooligan in 8th, DTR in 9th, Dove's Grandad 10th, Crazy Birch 11th, Harrison 12th, and unfortunately Poop Town, with that error that he must have had where he really dropped back, comes home in 13th. So some fantastic racing in that one there then. Some great battles. A shame for They Call Me Jay there, because he really had some pace in that one, but some great defending from Pup and great respect shown between them as well during that battle. A shame that it ended with Call Me Jay into the wall, missing his braking point. Nicky, after a poor start, recovered to a third place, so a nice podium there. Yeah, that was a great race, that, Nicky. Yeah, that's probably what it was, Call Me Jay, the Fanatec glitch. Or is that what you got? Is that what the weird thing that happened was? It's a shame seeing you go into the wall there, because you were having a great battle with Pup. So unfortunately, so an even better race from Jay then, because he unfortunately had the freeze penalty where you drop 2 seconds. And again, unfortunately now we've got to wait for the timer to run out, which is a little bit frustrating. Looks like Crazy Birch might be having some lag issues as well, looking at the Discord. Yeah, Roses did run away there. Good battle with him the first few laps, but once he got in his stride, he was so consistent. And then, because you three behind started to battle for second place, that allowed Roses to just pull away. And I think once he was away, that was it. You didn't have a pace advantage to catch him. So obviously we're going to move to the longer version of the track now. Hopefully we don't have any issues when switching tracks. Is it a 30-minute race, the second race, Ray? Save me trying to look through and check. I believe it was 30 minutes, wasn't it? So Roses must just be changing. 50 minutes, not 30 minutes. 50. So it's 50-minute race then, and reverse grid. So be interesting to see the faster guys try and work their way through. But a 50-minute race should be good. They should be able to work their way through, be a bit more patient, less of a rush to work their way through. Times 4 fuel and tyres. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was it Ray? Was it 5 laps minimum on medium tyres must be done? But all 3 tyre compounds are available to be used. It looks like Roses didn't quite set the lobby right, unfortunately. Oh, so there's no minimum laps. I thought it said minimum 5 laps on the mediums, Ray, when I read it. But maybe I'm mistaken with something else. Yeah, well, on your sheet, Ray, it says race 2 mandatory racing mediums for a minimum of 5 laps. So it says the racing mediums must be used. But maybe that has changed since the initial sheet was done. Yeah, so all compounds are available. Believe at times 4 50-minute race, but softs might be quick enough that it's worth just using softs and pitting. It all depend on how much fuel you use. I doubt anyone will use the hards on this game. They appear to be. Seen Roses has put minimum 5 laps mediums as well. Yeah, Nikki is a minimum. Ray has forgot her own rules. Good job that I said. Good job that Roses read the rules as well. Yeah, don't blame you, Ray. Too many things to do. You know, you've had a busy weekend, and then you've come back to lots of things to deal with. So easy to make mistakes. I like DTR's team's livery with the grey fronts transitioning into the blue. Yeah, we won't hold it against you, Ray. And I'm not as much of a fan of red liveries, but I really like the way the red and black changes on that. If I'm at to guess, I would say that is probably one of Steve's liveries, one of Heatseeker's. Just, if I had to guess, it's very much his style. And then I quite like the simplicity of this one, the way the orange blends into the red at the back as well. Yeah, you sometimes when you know someone that makes liveries a lot, Ray, you can just sniff the style out, can't you? You can see from the design and the pattern whose car it is. Yeah, they do. It's very simple, Ray, but I like the way it's been done with like the orange transitioning to the red. Sometimes simple is the best way to go. And then Crazy Birch with the pink and black with the dotted transition. Unfortunately, it looks like there might be more issues in Lobby 2. So that's not good news. They're changing lobby host there to try and sort that out. So hopefully we don't have any more issues in this one. And even Pooptown's just plain Asylum livery. Theirs doesn't look too bad. The Asylum on the white looks really good, but I think that's the Asylum window banner, is it? I believe that he's got on the side of the car there, making use of it in a different way. Yeah, so they call me Jay with a green version. So Crazy Birch in the pinkies. So what's Hooligan in? Because that's their teammate. His is a red version of the livery. So they've gone for a different colour for each team member there. So then Harrison is in. What is he in? He's in Nicky's team, isn't he? So I'm guessing, is that a Gaz livery? I guess I'm presuming. I may be wrong with that one though. Hey Yvonne, nice to see you. Hey Sophie. Yeah, United Sim team didn't have a bad first race. They maybe battled with each other a little bit too much on a section where they could have maybe helped each other push forward and secured 5th and 6th place. But I believe it was a 5th and a 7th. And I can't fully remember where the 3rd one of them finished. Oh, is that Heatseeker one as well? Yeah, it's that change to RA style, isn't it, that both Gaz and Heatseeker were doing for a little while, very similar, so... Are you on about Crazy Birch's car there, DTR? As for some reason, delivery doesn't look like it's showing correctly at the moment. So it's Iron Danish Ferrari. Nice to know. I am just going to quickly exit before this starts so we don't have an issue with the losing camera that we want again like we did last time. We're just starting the second race now, Yvonne. This is reverse grid of the first one. But no, we have lost the view we want again, unfortunately. Hopefully we don't miss too much at the start. As we see Harrison, oh, he just pushes Hooktown a bit wide there, but one of the Ferraris has gone, and so's DTR, I believe. Absolute carnage at the back of the grid there, with 1 or 2 cars going off. But DTR has held it together. But Hooligan, unfortunately, was the one that spun and has dropped right back to the back of the pack. So Harrison has moved up into first place now then. As Asher Silver is all over the back of Pooktown now, looking for the move. With both teammates right behind there. So the team of 3 there will be looking to make their way through the pack together. Get into those top 3 positions if they can. Yeah, not quite 100% what happened. It looked innocent. It looked like a couple of people just ran wide and then obviously lost control on the grass, but it looked like they might have come across and hindered a few others. As will we see anyone go for a move here? It looks like a bit further back. Pup's going for it on Arden. He does get the inside, but Arden just touches his teammate as well there. And Pup might have gained 2 positions there. And he might even get past Pooktown as well, which he doesn't quite. So as Arden tries to defend from Pup, he maybe caused a slight issue for his teammate, unfortunately, there. So let's see who else is coming through. There's Call Me Jay that had an unfortunate incident towards the end of the last race, who was on for the podium position otherwise. So he's trying to work his way through with his teammate Crazy Birch. I'm presuming, yeah, it looks like, oh no, no, they're not fighting it. I was going to say, I wondered if they were just going to let each other by. But no, they are actually battling between each other there. So again, no love lost even between teammates in this one. So let's move back forward towards the front as Harrison's got a bit of a lead at the moment, but not too much. He could easily be reeled in at the moment. But we have got Harrison, he's on the softs. Let's have a quick check through. So we've got Silver on the mediums. Arden's also on the softs. Hans are up to 4th on the mediums. We've put in 5th on the mediums. Hooktown on the softs. Call Me Jay's on the softs as he's trying to work his way through the field. Pooktown on the softs has started to drop back now, unfortunately. As Crazy Birch starting on the mediums, is making her way past Pooktown. And then we've got Dove Grandad is on the mediums. Rosie's on the mediums, so Rosie's is struggling to work his way through here. So is Nicky, also on the mediums, struggling to work their way through the pack. DTR started on the softs and he's stuck at the back after his incident early on as well. And then Hooligan on the mediums trying to catch back up after his first lap incident. So we've got a few differences of strategy, but as we said before the start, a minimum of 5 laps must be done on the medium tyres in this race. But I believe those on the mediums will probably just run the mediums till the end of their life. But maybe a few will go for just the 5 laps. Be interesting one to see, as it looks like the front 2 have started to pull away a little bit, with Asher all over the back of Harrison now. And teammate Arden is starting to catch up as well. So, and then we've got a good little battle between Pup Hanser and Call Me Jay. So out of the guys that started the front, Pup and started near the back, Pup and Call Me Jay are the 2 that have made it through the field the best, as Call Me Jay sets the fastest lap, but he has picked up a ½ second penalty. Well, that lap time's surely wrong. There's no way he's done a 50.1. Yeah, Asher is driving well. Starting to get all over the back of Harrison here. And teammate Arden is starting to pull up to him as well. So they're in a good position at the start of this race. It's a 50-minute race this though, so we're only 5 minutes in, so we've still got 45 minutes to go in this one. So they'll want to be clever and make the most of this time that they've got clear air at the front to get the best finish they can. As we see Pup and Hansa, and obviously Call Me Jay drop back, but he's... Oh, is that the set? No, that's the same penalty he had before. He's not served it yet. He's just come into the line to serve it. So Crazy Birch might be able to get by him now as he serves that penalty. No, he's too far ahead for that, but they might get back into slipstream now then. As we've got a 3 wide moment here. Who's going to come out of this one best? Dove Grandad goes wide and Poop tries to get involved as well. As Roses spins out, unfortunately. I don't know what happened there to Roses. What happened to Nicky? Did he get through? So Nicky's the big winner from that 3 wide. Roses looked like he had won, but then I don't know whether he clipped the grass on the exit and spun the card or what. But Rosie's back down to the back of the field now then, so he's going to have some work to do to try and get back to first place, which is where he finished that first race. So we've got DTR, Poop Town, Dove's Grandad all still battling away here. And Nicky's now got a nice bit of clear air to try and chase down Crazy Birch. So this will be what Nicky wants. He can use that clean air now and be out of the battling and hopefully close up. As Call Me Jay is going to look to try and close back up to Hansa after serving that penalty. And then here we've got a right group. Looks like Arden has closed right back up to Asher, who must have had an issue. Asher has dropped off the back of Harrison here after being really close. So Arden right behind. And then it looks like we've got Pup and Hansa going side by side there. But no, Hansa thinks better of it going into that corner, which is probably a smart move there. And then Call Me Jay's looking to close up to those, and he's looking to drag Birch and Little Nicky along with him. So those two behind will be hoping he can get a bit of a move on and close up to that battle in front, because that's one heck of a battle that we've got going on now. Hopefully the two teammates, second and third, will be working together to try and stop these guys coming by. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. It looks like Arden was showing a bit of a nose there, tempting a move. Runs a little bit wide, but he gets away with it. We're going to go for the move now, so he has got past his teammate there. But has that invited Pup in for the move? It looks like it has. There may have been contact there, and I'm not quite sure what happened, but Arden gets the penalty. So it looked like, from our point of view there, that maybe Asher just closed the door on Pup when he already had his nose in there. But it's strange that Arden got a penalty, so maybe there was contact between Asher and Arden as well. I'm not quite sure. As Asher looks to go for the move again, as someone spins out behind. Who's that? It was They Call Me Jay, unfortunately. As not the greatest rejoin, but DTR manages to avoid it. So good driving there from DTR. So it's all changed at the front here, and that's good news for Haddison. That's allowed him to create a bit of a gap with all that carnage going on behind. And Hansa, who obviously escaped that as well. Arden, who looked like he was slightly involved, but it wasn't 100% clear exactly what happened. I'm surprised he went for the move on his teammate. I think that's what bunched everybody up, was him going for the move on his teammate there. So, be an interesting one to maybe check out on the replay later on. But if there's any issues, people can put their put incidents in for a review if they need to. And that gets Little Nicky, who was probably the biggest beneficiary of all that going on. And Pup has obviously dropped back, not quite sure why, whether he maybe gave positions back or whether he had an incident or whether he gained a penalty in the end. I'm not quite sure. But he's looking for the move on Crazy Birch now. But it looks like he ain't quite going to have the run. Arden now in 4th place and Nicky up to 3rd. So Nicky, after looking like he was one of the ones, maybe not with the, taking his time getting through the pack, then he's worked out the best way to do it. He's been patient getting through the pack, and he's ahead of the two Pup and Call Me Jay, who were the two quickest from the back at getting through the field. And Nicky's now ahead of him, so he'll be looking to chase down Hansa and Harrison now to try and go for the win in this race. Yeah, I think there was definitely contact with Asher Yvonne, but I'm not quite sure what caused the contact. There was definitely contact and it looked like they went into the wall. Luckily didn't affect them too much. The problem was there were so many cars close behind, it then made it even worse and dropped back a few positions. And then unfortunately now something else must have happened, or they've struggled with, sometimes an incident happens and it really puts you off your rhythm. So they've dropped right back now, and unfortunately have got a massive penalty as well. So things have not gone well there, as Roses is recovering from the back from his incident. But Arden's still up there. I maybe think Arden, with it being his teammate, might have been better served not going for the move, because I think he slowed Asher down by going for the move, and that allowed all the attacking cars behind Nicky and Pup and others to obviously get a run, and that's what made it a 3 wide moment at a point you don't want to go 3 wide. Racing Asher unghosted as Roses went past as well, so that might be where the penalty came from then. So that's unfortunate for Asher, but hopefully they can recover. Oh, as we get a bit of a lag freeze there, so Hooligan and Call Me Jay are all over the back of each other here, but both of them go into the wall by the looks of it, so that's going to allow Pooptown to come through. They've both got damage and a penalty. It looks like Call Me Jay got the worst of the penalty, but they've both got damage, but the tyres are not looking good, so maybe that's what caused that issue. It definitely looks like the tyres are going off very quickly here, so mediums might actually be the tyre of choice. Yeah, Nicky's tyres look in very good condition compared to everybody else. So, and Nicky with the fastest lap at the moment. So I think Nicky is in a very good position at the moment in this race. Hopefully he can keep it clean and he'll chase down those in front, but he may get a penalty there. You do get quite a lot of leeway on the exit of that corner. And yes, he's not got a penalty, so that is one of the corners where you do get away with running wide. Let's move back as Pup's back up into 4th. So he's got back past Arden. It looks like Arden's struggling on those tyres now, as Crazy Birch in the mediums is getting all over the back of him as well. And his teammate also on the mediums is now all over the back of him. Hooligan with a ½ second penalty after his incident, unfortunately. And Roses with a ½ second penalty as he runs wide. With Pooptown all over the back of him, but presuming Roses was at the back, that might be him working his way past Pooptown. As They Call Me Jay has ended up right at the back, so things have not gone great for They Call Me Jay at the moment. Look at all that damage on his car, so he's not having a good time. And DTR Cars has come into the pits, but I'm presuming he's got a couple of pit lane violations maybe to have a 5-second penalty. Maybe he's cut the pit lane line, so not what you want to do there. But he looks like he's the first one to come into the pits, and he has put on the medium tyres, which, looking at the guys at the start of this race, might be the tyre of choice for this one. Oh, unfortunately, it looks like Call Me Jay is now getting more of them glitches, so that might be why he's having a few unfortunate moments in this one. Because it is very off-putting if your screen freezes at the wrong moment, or when you have the slow lag backwards, and I believe he's been having the screen freezes. So that's not good to hear, unfortunately, after having such a good first race as well. But it looks like Nicky is closing that gap to Harrison at the front, but he has picked up a penalty now, so he's going to have to watch out for Pup behind him, as Nicky's car's tyre wear is much more even, so that's better for him. Pup's is very, very sensitive on the front, so that's not going to help his tyres. Same as Crazy Birch, the front tyres are really getting a beating. As Arden has pitted and come onto the mediums now. So Rosie's trying to make up 30 seconds off the lead now though, Rosie's. So those incidents at the start, struggling to get through and then having an incident of his own and then looking like he was involved in an incident, has really not helped. And Asher now, no, Asher has not come into the pits. So Asher trying to recover through as well. So we've got Call Me J, Poop Down and DTR, look like the three that have come into the pits so far. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Harrison into the pits at the end of this lap, because his tyres look a real mess. And yeah, Hans is all over him now. Yeah, so I'm presuming Harrison's going to come into the pits because he's starting to lose a lot of time now. Let's see, does Harrison peel off into the pits? No. So I'm very surprised there by Harrison. This is good news for little Nicky, I believe, because obviously if Harrison's staying, he's got worse tyres, he's going to struggle. His tyres are going to be dead before the end of this lap. So if he can hold up Hansa, then Nicky will be gaining on these guys at a rate of knots. But maybe that is why Hansa's doing this, because Nicky is his teammate. So maybe Hansa's deliberately staying out to try and help Nicky, as Nicky has gained a second or more on the lead car through that though. So if that was Harrison's plan, then he's done it very well. But hopefully, teammate-wise, he'll let Nicky by when Nicky catches him up, because he doesn't want to be holding Nicky up at all, because Nicky will be wanting to chase after Hansa. And Pup looks happy to sit behind Nicky at the moment. So Pup and Nicky looking to work their way through to the front. They had a very good battle in the first race for second position. So with Roses, who won the last race, having issues, maybe these two are the guys that can maybe look to challenge Hansa for the win of this race. Yeah, look, Nicky's gaining on Hansa as well as Harrison here. So I imagine Harrison's not going to fight Nicky too much, but we'll see as they get close. But Nicky is also gaining a fair amount on this lap to Hansa as well. So Nicky and Pup could be in the fight for the lead of this race very, very soon. Yes, they are up behind Nicky's teammate Harrison now then. Let's see what he does. Does he get out the way? Nicky's going around the outside. No, he doesn't get out the way. I'm surprised by that. He surely comes into the pits this time round though, Harrison. No, he's ended up on the outside though, and both have got through, and he's going to stay out again. But look at them front tyres, he has nothing left on them front tyres. I'm very surprised that Harrison's staying out here. So Nicky now only 2 seconds off the lead, 1.7, 1.6, it's coming down. So Nicky's going to be in the slipstream of the lead with Pup in no time here at the rate that they're going. It looks like Hansa's tyres are not as good as Nicky and Pup's. So Nicky and Pup looking after the tyres early on, or better tyre wear on their cars, is allowing them to make the most of that now. Yeah, within a second now then. So we're going to have a battle for the lead soon. So let's just quickly go back through the order and see what's going on. We've got Crazy Birch in 5th. with Dove's Grandad behind. They're really battling away, very similar tyre wear, as Dove's Grandad looks like he's going to go for the move. And he does get, oh no, it looks like Crazy Birch is going to try and hold it round the outside. Great respectful driving there, a little bit of contact, but they are giving each other room best they can. Minor bit of contact there, and Dove's Grandad does get through there then. So let's just flick back as Roses is making his way back through now. Now 25 seconds off the lead. It was 30 seconds not too long ago. So Roses is obviously still thinks he's got a chance in this race. With 30 minutes left to go. Arden, who's coming to the pits then, is the lead card of those that have pitted. With Call Me Jay right behind him. And then Asher Silver not far behind, but yet to pit. TCR Hooligan, then in 11th place, has pitted. So is Pooptown and so is DTR Cars, who is starting to look like he's struggling now, unfortunately. After what looks like a bit of a handful of a car, but it looked like he could have been in a good position at the start of this race. But Nicky has taken the lead, so we've missed the move for the lead there, but Nicky has taken the lead. So these guys going round for another lap as Harrison does finally come into the pits on them dead tyres then. So Pup now all over Hansa, so Nicky's going to surely try and pull away from Pup while Pup battles with Hansa, but that's really wide. I know you get a lot of leeway at that corner, but surely Nicky's going to be getting a penalty there unless he lifted off massively, which he must have done because he's got away with it. I said you do get a lot of leeway at that corner, as Pup does make his way past Hansa there then. I hope I'm pronouncing everybody's name right. If I am, I do apologise. If I'm not, I mean. I don't apologise if I am pronouncing your name wrong. I apologise if I'm not pronouncing it right. So Pup's right back up on the back of Nicky now. So Pup was happy sitting behind Nicky before by the looks of it, but I wonder now that they've got to the lead of the race whether that will still be the case or whether he will want that lead. Will be interesting to see. But Pup does have less fuel than Nicky, so Nicky in a good position in terms of the pit stop. I wonder what tyre these guys will go for again. If I was them, I think I'd just go for mediums again, because it looks like then you can just do the one stop, just mediums to mediums, and get to the end of the race. Or I think the other option will be softs and not fuel up full, and then another stint on softs at the very end. But if I was them, I think looking at this 50-minute race, we're nearly 25 minutes in, I'd be going for another set of mediums here to, you know, let the fuel get down to minimum, fuel it up full, and go for the second stint on mediums. As Pup has to defend from Hansa there. So that's good for Nicky. If Hansa puts Pup under pressure, Pup can't put Nicky under pressure because he's got to look behind him rather than in front. Yeah, it looks like it has race. It has, Ray. A few different strategies going on. Like I said, I think with these front three guys, they've surely got to just go on to another set of mediums, as we're only just getting the flash now, which normally means you've got about 1.3, 1.4 laps left, I believe. So I shouldn't see any issues with these guys putting on another set of mediums and fueling the car up full and getting to the end of this race. As Nicky does manage to now pull a little bit of a gap as Pup and Hansa battle a little bit. So let's just move our way back. Crazy Birch is now on her own, and I presume going to go for, again, I would go for mediums till the end of the race again now when they come into the pits. Same with Roses, who's steady 25 seconds off the lead now then, so he's stopped gaining on the front two now like he was before. But that might be down to Nicky and Pup having got into the lead. Maybe there's a slightly faster pace at the front now than there was. So again, if I was Roses, I'd be going for mediums till the end of the race, but it'll be a good recovery from Roses if he manages that, because he really had a bad incident early on and was quite a way off the back of the field. Similar to Call Me Jay, has had a few issues, but I wonder if he didn't fuel up on his pit stop, so he'll probably be coming in for fuel and soft tyres again, so maybe he's going to go for that strategy. But it might be better just fueling it to the end and going on to mediums again. As we see, some of the front runners are into the pits. So Pup and Hans are in, but Nicky's going to go for one more lap now then. So we'll have to see whether those two can get the undercut on Nicky at all. As Crazy Birch also comes into the pits. Let's see, Roses will probably stay out. Yes, he does, but them tyres are not looking great. But he has got plenty of fuel. Harrison now then, so Harrison with mediums will probably, maybe that's why he stayed out to try and go to the end, but he might struggle to get to the end of this race. I think he'll have to fuel save a little bit. As Hansen and Pup come out ahead of Harrison. So Harrison has gained with the undercut there, because he did start to drop off these guys with the bad tyres, and now he's right up behind them again. And Arden's not too, but again, Arden's not got very much fuel, so he mustn't have fueled up in his pit stop. So he must just be going for the minimum 5 laps on the medium tyres. As Hooligan is on the softs. So Hooligan pitted lap 5, so he must have gone for just the 5 laps on the medium. No, that pit's wrong, innit, looking at the times. So ignore that. So he might still have to use the mediums maybe and use them at the end, I'm not sure. As Dove's granddad has the mediums on now, so he should be going to the end of the race, I believe. Same as Crazy Birch. Pooptown obviously needs to pit again for fuel. DTR won't get to the end, he pitted too early, so he'll need tyres and fuel before the end. Asher may be very close to whether they can get to the end or not. And Call Me Jay has come into the pits again now then for the soft tyres and a full tank of fuel. So he might be trying to take them soft tyres all the way to the end of the race. But that might be a struggle. But here's the interesting part now then. Let's go to Pup and Hansa as Nicky comes into the pits. And let's see if they can get any sort of an undercut on Nicky here, or whether Nicky can come back out ahead of him. But Nicky's timed his fuel perfect, 1% fuel left when he comes into the pits. Will he put the right amount of fuel in? No. So let's see what Roses does first. Roses does come into the pits, so Roses is not an issue here. He'll probably go to the end, so it'll be how close will Roses come out the pits to the lead as well. Can he chase those guys down at all? So here's Pup and Hansa. Nicky puts the softs on. That is a surprise that Nicky puts the softs on, but Nicky comes out well ahead. If anything, Nicky's gained with the overcut there. Maybe that's maybe Hansa and Pup have battled too much there. Ah, yeah, because Hansa's put the softs on as well. So I don't know whether Hansa and Nicky will get to the end of this race. They might struggle with tyres towards the end. It'll be interesting to see. Pup has done the sensible thing, in my opinion, of using the mediums again. So we'll see if that pays off at the end of the race. So at the moment, I think Pup is the one that's got the strategy best. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, in the chat. You know, what do you think? Has Pup made the right decision, or have Hansa and Nicky made the right decision? Hansa and, as Nicky slides all over the place there. You know, Nicky and Hansa will have the advantage now at the start of the stint with the soft tyres. But I don't know whether they've both fueled up to go to the end of the race, but I don't know whether the tyres will last to the end of the race. Some of those soft runners, the tyres look like they went off really quickly. And the only mandatory tyre is medium, so there's nothing saying you have to use the softs. So I'm very surprised at those guys going on to the softs. And if anything, Nicky looks like he's struggling more on the softs than he was on the mediums, because since coming out the pits on them softs, maybe cold tyres, but He's lost his 2-second lead that he had when he come out the pits. So we have got a good battle for first place now. And as I said, if I had to put my money on it at the moment, I think I would be going for Pup for the win here. But let's see where Roses is. So Roses is now 20 seconds off the lead. And he has also gone for the mediums. So let's see if Roses can close that gap down. If Roses can get up into a podium position, that'll be fantastic from Roses after the issues he had near at the start of this race, ending up right at the very back. Crazy Birch not too far behind. Obviously, I think most people are going to the end of the race now. There is a few that will still have to pit, like DTR Cars obviously needs to come back into the pits again. Asher should get to the end, but might, as DTR does come into the pits, so he might be listening to me there then. Call Me Jay might struggle to get to the end on those tyres, but fuel-wise he should be okay. Arden has come back in for medium, so Arden now will easily get to the end of the race. And Pooptown looks like he's just come back in for softs, so he should be able to go to the end of the race. But tyres might be interesting towards the end, but he has pitted the later of those guys onto softs by the looks of it, as the front three are really battling away here, which is what Roses wants. This really plays into Roses' hands, these guys battling, because that allows him to just be on his own and close this gap down. But yeah, I wonder if Nicky and Hansa have made the wrong decision putting the softs on. If I was Pup, I'd be more than happy to just sit behind these two now, hope that they don't battle too much and they just keep going. Just let them use up them soft tyres and use your mediums at the end of the race, because Pup's too close to these two for these two to be able to pit again for another set of softs later on. I don't think they'll have the pace advantage to catch them. So my money, as I said, is on Pup at the moment. But let's go back and check out Roses. No, he held it. I thought we'd jinx him there. He just got his rear tyre on the grass and looked like he was going to go for the spin. But he did hold it as he's chasing down Dove's granddad and also Hooligan first to try and then he'll have Harrison to chase down before looking to get to these front three. So I think it's going to be a struggle for Roses to do that. But it looks like the field is very spread out other than the front two. And except these, we've got Asher and Call Me Jay very close together to each other. But as I said, I don't believe Call Me Jay. And yeah, Asher moves back to the racing line. And well done, game, giving us a bad view there. What terrible camera view we got there. So it looks like Call Me Jay's trying to set up a move on Asher here. And he has got to the inside. Very good from Call Me Jay there, but Asher's got the inside here. Can he hold it? Yes, he's got the inside for the next corner. So he should be able to hold that, and he does. Asher has to concede that position. So great driving from both drivers there then. But Jay set that move up going into turn one. Forced Asher to take the line that they didn't want to take, and that allowed Call Me Jay to then get the move done later on. So great driving from both drivers there. As unfortunately we just see Call Me Jay's lag spike there, where he's just dropped back behind Asher out of nowhere. So we can confirm 100% Jay is having the PS4 Fanatec screen freeze glitch. I'm presuming he's on a PS4 and a Fanatec, but it has also happened to some people on controller and also on other wheels. So obviously not what we like to see there. Yeah, Ray, very poor for Jay there. We've witnessed it fully. As we get back to the front, Nicky has now managed to pull a gap away again. So Nicky now getting confident on them soft tyres, setting a new fastest lap of the race. But I just worry for Nicky that them tyres are just going to be too dead come the end of this race. If he needs to pull as much of a gap now to Pup, I think to Hansa he'll be alright, because Hansa's on the same strategy. but it's Pup that he needs to pull away from, because later on in this race, as we saw in the first stint, those guys on the medium tyres really started to catch up to those on the softs towards the end of the stint. So Nicky needs to make as much of a gap here as he can. So Pup still hanging on to Hansa there. That's what Pup needs to do. Not use his tyres too much and just stay with these guys and then make the most of his tyres when the other two's tyres die off. So he's still well in contention for the win in this race. So let's see where Rose is now, 21.5 off the lead. So that gap is not coming down for Rose's, but maybe that's because he's obviously got past Dove's granddad now. And Crazy Bert, Crazy Birch, he was behind, wasn't he? So he's got past both drivers there, so now he's got a nice clear gap. So we'll see what Roses can do now. That might be where he's lost his time, on getting past those two drivers. So he's got a 10-second gap to Harrison, and then another 8-second gap to those ahead. But it's nice to see that we've got 3 different teams at the front of this race. So we've got Little Nicky, who is racing for Never Purple. And then we've got Pup, who is racing for DTR. And Hansa, who is racing for... I don't want to get it wrong. Who is Hansa racing for? The Last and Furious. Yeah, Hansa's racing for the Last and Furious. So... not so last at the moment. He's in the same team as Roses, who is coming through. But unfortunately this week they have only got 2 drivers, because 2 of their drivers couldn't make it. So Roses is reserving for 1, and unfortunately the reserve for the other had to pull out last minute. So very unfortunate for their team. So Pup is obviously now ahead of Hansa. But Nicky is really starting to pull a gap now, so Nicky's making the most of them tyres. But I don't know whether he's going to have any tyres left at the end of this race. It'll be interesting to see, but he might be able to pull enough of a gap that as long as he doesn't make a mistake, that won't matter, that he'll pull enough of a gap that Pup won't be able to catch him. So it'll be interesting to see, but this is a race between Nicky and Pup, I believe. Looks like Nicky is in control at the moment, but we have to remember Pup is on the medium tyres, so he will have the advantage at the end of this stint. Yeah, Ray, they are really going to rack up some good points for Last and Furious when, you know, especially if Roses now can pull through after he got the win in the first race, and now if he can get himself back up to 4th, which, showing the speed he has shown at points, I don't think it's impossible, because Harrison might struggle on tyres towards the end of the stint, and I don't know whether he'll struggle on fuel as well. It's going to be close. No, maybe she's got the same fuel as Nicky, so maybe he'll be alright for fuel. But I think Roses now, that'll be his main aim, to try and chase down 4th, see if he can get that. Ray will be able to give you that information, Jazz. I'm not 100% sure, but if it makes Nicky feel better, looking at the tyres everybody's on, I can't see anybody beating the fastest lap he's got now, unless someone decides to do a late pit stop. But all the guys that might do that are probably not going to want to pit again because they'll lose positions. So I don't think he'll have to worry about that fastest lap that he's got now. Yeah, so Nicky is still pulling away at the moment, so he is still making the most of them tyres. They are the faster tyres still as it stands, but I wonder how much longer they are going to be the faster tyre for, and how much longer till Pup starts to close that gap back up. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, as Hansa is starting to Hansa's tyres are terrible. So Hansa does not have as good tyre wear as Nicky. Looked like he struggled more in the first stint as well. So I'm very surprised that Hansa put the soft tyres on then. I wonder if he's on controller maybe, or if he just tyre wear something he struggles with. Or maybe that Jag's just too bad on the tyres. Let's just have a flick back through the field now. As we see, Roses is really catching up to Harrison, so I think Roses will get up to 4th place here, because he's getting quite a chunk out of Harrison, but he's not gaining on first. But not if he makes mistakes like that. That is the second time we have come to Roses on the stream, and he has nearly binned it. So maybe for Roses' sake, we'll avoid going to him again, as Crazy Birch looks in a good position. A 6th place will be a fantastic result there. And Call Me Jay, with all the issues he's been having, his tyres look dead. He's going to have to pit again probably for tyres. So, and he's obviously been getting the glitches, which is very unfortunate. So this race has not gone the way Jay would have wanted. Oh, apologies for the dog barking there. My neighbour's dog's barked, which has set my dog off. Hopefully he doesn't do it again. Sometimes he goes once, sometimes he'll have a go for 5 minutes, so hopefully he's alright. As we're just watching this battle between They Call Me Jay and Dove's Grandad, and I'm presuming They Call Me Jay had an incident again there with a lag, because I did not see an overtaking move done. Jay just all of a sudden ended up behind, so very, very unfortunate for Jay as he comes into the pits now. Hooligan now should easily get to the end of the race. He's not long pitted, so he'll be looking to see can he chase down Dove's Grandad and maybe get one more position before the end of this race. There is not too long to go now. 8 minutes left in this one. Asher not having a bad race either after that incident where we're not quite sure what happened, but it clearly affected maybe the mentality, because they lost a lot of positions after it as well. So, you know, they're a great recovery to come back to 9th here, and they should be able to go to the end. But they do have Arden, their teammate, right behind, but Arden does have worse tyres. They Call Me Jay has come back out in 11th, so he'll be looking to chase these two down then, I believe. It's just, he has got the pace, it's just whether he gets too many of them glitches. And then we have DTR cars in this battle as well, but his tyres are not looking very good at all. So this race has not gone particularly well for DTR, unfortunately. But at least he's got a teammate right up near the front, as Pooptown's just springing up the rear there, but his tyres are not looking the greatest either. So hopefully he can get to the end of the race, but if he has to pit again, then his race is definitely over. As we see, Little Nicky 6.5 seconds lead now then, so he's still getting the most out of them tyres. But I'm imagining Pup will start to close the gap now. But it might be too late for Pup in this one. Yeah, because Pup's times have really dropped off as well. So Pup's struggling for tyres, because Nicky's times, if those times are correct, which you have to take with a pinch of salt, they're not always correct on these replays. But if Nicky's times are correct, then obviously he's really lost a lot of lap time in those tyres in the last couple of laps. So Pup should now be starting to close the gap. And Hanson's tyres are dead. He's got 6 minutes to go. I think Hanson might have to pit again, unfortunately. And that's going to bring him very close to Roses. So Roses might possibly be on for the podium still here. But Hansa, if he pits again, surely will put on soft tyres. So he will have the faster tyres. But they are teammates, so that'll be an interesting one to see what they decide to do. Whether they work together and maybe battle on the final lap to see who can take home 3rd position or what. It'll be interesting to see. But is this gap starting to come down now between Little Nicky and Pup? It looks like it might be. So you can see the tyre wear difference. Nicky now is really going to start to struggle. But has Nicky made the right call on tyres? He needs to make sure, because I reckon Nicky's tyres are going to be fully red before the end of this race. So he's going to have to make sure he stays mistake-free if that is the case. Or Pup will be chasing him down and Pup will nick that first place off him. Nicky did manage to do a better last lap. Yeah, and he's still lapping the same as Pup. So Pup's not making much of this, you know, what should now be a tyre advantage, I believe. He needs to do it now because there's only 4 minutes left to go. So he needs to make them tyres count now, but it's looking like it's swung in Nicky's favour now. I imagine Nicky should be able to hold this one off as long as he doesn't make a big mistake. So not to put him under any pressure if he can hear the stream. Hansa now has really dropped off as well, so is he going to try and just stick it out on them tyres now to the end of the race? I'm presuming he's going to, but obviously he's going to have to make sure he doesn't make a mistake, as Roses is right up behind Haddison now then. So let's see if Roses is going to go for a move to go up into 4th place, which will be a fantastic recovery after having a really big incident after about 10 minutes of the race, I believe it was, maybe a little bit earlier than that. Yeah, no worries, Yvonne. Be an exciting end to the race, not long left to go now. As we see Roses is going to go for the move on Harrison here, is it? No, he's not quite got the run yet. But he is right up behind him now, so it's only a matter of time, I believe, because he's got a tyre advantage as well. And he has had more speed in this one than Harrison has. Yeah, and it doesn't look like Harrison fights it too much. I think he knows he's not, you know, he's not got the ability to hold Roses off and doesn't want to be involved in an incident. So he's going to accept 5th position, which will still be a fantastic result there. Yeah, so Nicky can hear, so hopefully I'm not putting him off. It clearly doesn't look like it. He's still pulling away. Pup, unfortunately, is not making the most of what I believe should be a tyre advantage at this point. You know, Nicky will just have to make sure he doesn't make a mistake, but a 7-second lead, I mean, he can lose a fair bit of time throughout the lap and not have to worry too much. Because whereabouts is Nicky on the track? Yeah, Nicky should be getting one more lap after this, and Pup should be as well, I believe. So he's going to have to do a full lap on basically totally dead tyres here, so he's going to have to be careful. Hey Henry, nice to see you. Congratulations on your half marathon today, mate. As we see, yeah, that time is now starting to drop. That was over 7 seconds before. So Nicky is now on them tyres being very cautious because he's got no tyre life left at all. So he's really taking it careful now. So, but I think Pup might have left it too late. Yeah, Hansa's just going to try and get to the end of this race on those tyres now. His tyres have been in a bad condition for a while. But I'm guessing he might have to do another lap as well. But he might be alright because the 2 guys behind, Roses might not get another lap. This is going to be very important whether Roses can get another lap or not. Whereabouts is he? Yeah, it's going to be very close. I think Harrison is the last person likely to get another lap in. So let's just watch this battle between 6th and 7th now then. Crazy Birch and Dove's granddad. Because this is a real battle going on, and this is going to be their final lap, I believe. I don't believe they're going to... Yeah, and is Roses going to cross the line? It looks like Roses has got to cross the line before the final lap, but it doesn't look like Harrison has. So Harrison, yes, is our first finisher in 5th place. So this is the battle for 6 now, right at the end. Dove's Grandad all over the back of Crazy Birch here, but Crazy Birch holds that inside line. Dove's Grandad does get a good run out the corner though, by the looks of it. They're going to have a race down to the line, and Dove's Grandad gets the run, and he is going to take 6th place right at the end of this race off Crazy Birch there, as Asher Silver is looking like going to come round for a comfortable 8th place, which is a good recovery after an incident early on. And then we've got Hooligan and They Call Me Jay really battling away here side by side, both in the Ferrari. They Call Me Jay gets to run back onto the inside, and again, like the move we just saw before, They Call Me Jay is going to take 9th place away from Hooligan right on the line. Oh, but Crazy Birch must have had a penalty because she has dropped down through the order, unfortunately. So next across the line will be Arden, who's coming through for an 11th place comfortably on his own, with Pooptown at 12th and DTR in 13th. So things have really not gone well for DTR at the end of this race, unfortunately. So now this is our race down to 3 seconds. I told you Nicky would be struggling on them tyres, and his fuel is really low as well. He's lost about 4 seconds in this lap. Nicky is really struggling now, but he built up enough of a gap by the looks of it. But Puppy's really chasing him down now. It's all going to come down to right at the end, but Nicky is going to have enough. So Nicky built himself enough of a gap on them soft tyres that the tyre advantage of the mediums late on has not mattered. So a fantastic win for Nicky there, as pushing so hard picks up half a second penalty, but will take 2nd place there. So then Hansa and Roses, the only 2 left across the line. The teammates going to take home a 3rd and 4th place. So a great race from Hansa there. He's been near the front for the whole race here, as Roses, as we come to him again, he decides to go off the track. That's the 3rd time we've flicked to Roses and he's decided to go sideways for us. So always putting on a show, but luckily he held it together each time. So a great recovery from Roses there. So just to go through it, we have Nicky in 1st place. Hansa has took 2nd off put by the looks of it. So I didn't think he was close enough to make that penalty count, so I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Showing Pup in 3rd, but I believe Pup was 2nd, so we might have issues with the order for some reason here, but we'll have to see. Then we have Roses in 4th, which is correct. Roses was 4th. Haddison was 5th, so that's correct. Dove's Grandad did get 6th, but strangely, I believe it should be Crazy Birch in 7th. Asher should have been in 8th. They Call Me Jane 9th and Hooligan 10th. That would make Arden 11th. As we said, Crazy Birch should have been up in 6th. So we'll have to make sure that there's not been a glitch here. You know, that might be what the issue is. Pooptown in 12th and DTR in 13th. So hopefully there's no issues with the results there for people, because, as I said, I believe them results at the end were not showing correctly. So hopefully the lobby host Roses will be able to get those results up, because I don't believe anymore there is any way of me viewing the results like there used to be. We will save the replay of that race just to play it safe in case there's any issues and we need to help people go over what those issues are. Yeah, no worries, Nicky. Great race. Congratulations on the 1st place, mate. Really good drive. I didn't think you were going to do it on them soft tyres, but you pulled out enough of a gap to make it count. So well done there. As I said, hopefully the results will all be in order. Yeah, because Hansa there's saying no to Pup, which means Pup must have beat him, surely. So, as I said, it might just have been on my screen maybe that it was showing wrong. But yet another glitch that we can find with GT7, another one to add to the list. But as we said, hopefully the lobby host has got them results and has got them correct. But we do have the replay for any issues. So that's it for this one now then. So I'm going to let it go. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It's great to see you there. Yep, Ray saying the points will be sorted. yeah, positions as they cross the line. So I said hopefully they're fine with the you know what was I going to say? Hopefully they're fine on Rosie's side and he's been able to get the correct results, but obviously we'll be able to sort them out if there is any issues. So thanks for tuning in. Yes, Jay, but I don't think you can report PS4 and Fanatec to the stewards because there's not a lot we can do about that. But yeah, if you do have any incidents, there will be a message put into the chat normally to let you know where to report them. There is an incidents channel as well where you can report those if you need to. But as I said, if you want to report the PS4 and the game, unfortunately, there's not a lot we can do. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.